lifetime. Isn't that long? Now that I see you, everything's changed. Well, I've been waiting here for you for a lifetime. Well, I've been waiting here for you all my life. A lifetime. Isn't that long? Well, I've been waiting for a lifetime.
Presented by GM Flowers and Jam Events and Production. Today on Oklahoma Dream Weddings, we'll be visiting the Wedding Boutique. Jam Flowers can take care of your wedding and all your floral needs. Beautiful floral designs for whatever you need, right next door to Jam Events and Production. They even offer a do-it-yourself option. And guys, don't forget, Jam Flowers can make sure that you are covered. Check them out at jamflowers.com. Don't forget to follow them on Facebook. Jam Events and Productions is Oklahoma's premier event company, offering rentals, lighting, furniture and decor, catering, photo booths, the traditional and the new slow motion, DJ, videography, and lighted dance floors. Jam Events and Productions, Oklahoma's only one-stop event company. Here for the first time, 8 individual wedding professionals have come together in one space to provide their unique services and inspire brides with their newest bridal trends. Come inside and you will instantly be greeted with displays of lighting, photography, hair and makeup artistry, cakes, flowers, and invitations. Moments after walking in, you will feel immersed in all things wedding. On last week's show, we introduced you to several wedding professionals. And on today's show, we'll be introducing you to 3 more of Oklahoma's top wedding professionals.
Hi, I'm Patrick Kelly with Oklahoma Dream Weddings, and today we're at the Wedding Boutique, where you can get almost all your wedding needs done in one place. Let's get started. So I'm with Cole Dewey Designs, and Cole, you do great weddings. Tell us about what your style is, what you like, what you do. I think you're a little bit more individual than the big flower shop.
I definitely try to be more individual. I think my personal style is maybe a little bit traditional, but with some interesting things mixed in. I can do anything, but that's what I feel like I could maybe do in my sleep, you know. My main goal is to talk to each girl individually and make sure that I know what she wants and then make it work for her budget. And so that just takes, knowing which flowers to use, and let's maybe switch out this flower for this flower in the picture that you brought me, and make it just for you. So I don't copy pictures, but I like to see pictures for inspiration. And it just, I like for every wedding to be unique. I don't want it to look like the 6 weddings that you went to last. So
I got it. So after that first initial meeting, you start to really get going on what you do and how you do it, but individualize that to the bride.
right.
I think that's so important. I think brides, they go to every wedding and they go, oh, look, it's the same thing. So you bring to the table more of getting your style with the bride's style into the wedding.
Hopefully. I mean, I meet with every girl initially, and I allow 2 hours for my first meeting, and then I just kind of, as I am working with her throughout the planning process, we kind of tweak things and just try to make it be what she wants it to be, but then also let some of my style shine through. And a lot of times they can't even think like that. Like my bride this last weekend told me, she said, I brought you pictures and I knew that you were talented, but you took it so much further than I thought you would. And so, I mean, I love that, and I thought it was beautiful too. And so it was just I left there on such a high feeling like that, that she actually said, you read my mind. And that's awesome.
That's probably the biggest compliment a wedding professional could get. I think that's wonderful. Tell me more. Tell me more about when brides come in. How long out do they need to come to get your work?
I book up sooner than a lot of florists because I don't do a whole lot of weddings on any given day. I prefer to do one. Based on price point, I will do two. But if you come in and have a pretty big wedding, then you'll be my only girl that day. And I just feel like if you're spending that much money with me, you should have my attention. And so, I mean, some dates book up really early, but then I have girls that call me, 6 weeks before, and I happen to have their date available, and I can do that too. I work really well with out-of-town girls because since it's just me, you're not calling and getting someone else and not communicating well. And, every time you email, I'm the one answering it. When you call, you're calling my cell phone. And so there's not a lot lost in translation. Mm-hmm. And so, girls, sometimes I don't even meet my brides. It's so crazy, but they'll come into town and get married, and I'll go sit at their wedding, and I never even see them. So, but it's great. I mean, it's a good way to do it. If you're going to plan from out of town, then I'm a great way to go because I'm so communicative and attentive of my girls.
You have to be in this business. You have to have enough talent that you take someone's personality and bring it to the wedding.
Right. And I feel like that the personality thing is real important. I will not book a wedding just because I happen to be available on your date. I mean, I don't turn a lot of people away, but if I really feel like that we're not a good fit, I'll tell you that. Because I do think it's important. And I think that you have to have vendors that you trust and that you are confident in their work. And if I have a girl that we're just not going to mesh, then I'll just tell her, let me give you some recommendations on people that I think you'll fit better with.
Yeah, I think brides appreciate that kind of honesty, because they don't get that. They get yeah, I'll do it, and you may be a terrible match. You may be a fantastic match. So that initial consultation is so important that you can get a relationship built.
It is. I think it is. I'm a big relationship person. I like to get to know my girls, and I like to make their dreams a reality as far as what they're kind of thinking. And I'm good at that because people bring in these pictures that are so huge and so over the top, and not everyone can afford that. And I'm okay with that. I don't have a minimum. I'm not trying to make every wedding be crazy expensive, but I'm educated enough to know, here's what we need to do in order to get your vision and also maintain your budget, or at least close to.
Yeah, you want to have real expectations, and I think a good wedding professional will give you their expectations, what they can do with your vision. I think one of my favorite movies is The Wedding Planner, and the doors open, and it must be $100,000 worth of flowers by the time you're done with that scene, and brides go, I want that. And that's not going to happen. But I like that you really want to sit down with your brides and get their vision with their budget.
Absolutely, and I will tell them. And I try to say it real nice, but, I do ask them, I'm like, let's be realistic about,
Sure.
And I always use the example, when someone sends you a dozen roses, everyone knows what that looks like. Chances are they've spent $100 on it. And you're wanting to do a centerpiece for $25, let's really think about that, So, I talk to my girls, and I feel like it's our job to educate them because people don't know what wedding flowers cost. They don't know how much people are spending on their wedding flowers, and I do. So I'll tell you.
Well, there you go. If you want an honest opinion, come see Cole at Cole Dewey Designs. I love it.
My name is Rachel Graham, and I'm the event coordinator for Jam Events and Productions. This is our table design for today. It is more of a elegant garden style design. You can see that we've got the white and hot pink satin tablecloths. Instead of a traditional overlay, we used just another full tablecloth and just pinned it up in the corners, you can see. A really fun way to do this, to add a little bit of something extra, is you can add flowers at each of the little corners. You can add jewels or anything to really decorate the table however you'd like. So that's something fun that you can do. We've got our glass beaded chargers with a light pink napkin on top. Tone on tone has become really popular, so pairing the baby pink with the hot pink is a really nice contrast, but keeping in with the same color family. You can see our centerpiece is a white lantern with a bunch of different types of flowers in it. We've got some orchids, some roses, some greenery, and even some candles on the inside. Jam Flowers does a really great job with using different colors and textures, but still keeping in with the same design and theme of the tablescape. You can see we have our ghost Chiavari chairs. That's what these are called. And with these Chiavari chairs, the pads can be whatever color we would like for them to be, but we decided to stick with a white to keep with the theme for this time. Right now we have the chairs are blank, but one thing that you can do with them is add a sash in a couple of different ways. The first traditional way is just a standard bow. Tying a bow around the top of the chair. Make it tight enough so that it won't slip down. And then just fluff out your bow. And there you go. You've got a pretty little bow for the back of all of your chairs. So that's one way. Another fun way, place the middle part right on the corner of the chair. And come down to the bottom. And tie a bow. And then fluff up the top to make it look nice and straight. And there's another way to tie a chair sash, and I will show you my favorite way to tie a chair sash. Take the sash and make sure you can find the middle. Just like this. And I'm going to take the middle part put it right on the inside loop of the chair there. You can see it's wrapped around the side of the chair here. And then I'm going to take the excess and just zigzag my way through the rest of the loops. And then once you get to the second to last split, you'll go around the back, but you'll split it and only bring one side through. And then tie a bow. And then you have a very pretty sash on the back where you can see it zigzags through the back.
Stay tuned for more Oklahoma Dream Weddings. Moliere Bridal. What kind of bride are you? Traditional, understated, outgoing, modern, sophisticated, or simply uncategorizable? Moliere Bridal, a beautiful bridal boutique located in the heart of Oklahoma City, has a breathtaking collection of wedding dresses. These designer gowns will help you express the kind of bride that you want to be on your special day. We invite you for a memorable shopping experience. Relax, enjoy, and have fun. Moliere Bridal.
So I'm here with Kriya Airy of Kriya Airy Photography, and we're going to talk a little bit about what everyone seems to have a camera and a computer, and poof, they're a photographer. And there's so many, and I think it's so important that we get to talk with someone that really has worked 12 years in the business. You've got such a fantastic eye. We've worked together. It's so fun to watch what you can come up with, and it always seems very original. I think brides really need that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So tell me, like, how you sit down with the bride and you ask her what?
Well, I sit down with the bride here, and we talk about their personality. I like to know about the people. I do have my own style, but I like to customize my shooting to things that they like. So their engagement session, their bridal sessions are catered towards them and not just towards what I want to do. So I get an idea of the kind of person they are, what they like to do, and go from there.
I never think to ask this, and I don't know if brides think to say it. They probably do. But if there's a special person in their life that they want to make sure, a grandparent or they want to get some special shots with them, I always think that's really neat when they can bring in, their great aunt or their great grandma
Yes.
and stuff. I mean, to me, I think that's really kind of neat. It brings in something more special and original to the wedding.
Yeah, on wedding days especially, it's nice to be able to have those memories with those people. There's several times when we spend the majority of the after time taking pictures of all of the family members. Grandparents are some of my favorites. Those tend to be really cute photos.
So what are brides doing these days that it makes you smile?
Just being themselves. I would like to really have fun and not be so posy, and that tends to happen. It tends to come out. People spend a good amount of time on their shoots just ignoring me and doing their own thing. And that's what I love. I love to show the emotion and the who people are, really.
Well, you capture that really well.
Thank you.
I've seen a lot of your work, and I absolutely love it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So what else? So portraits are a big thing now.
Yes.
More brides are doing portraits, it seems like, than ever before. Is there good locations that they need to be looking for? Where around the city should they be looking at?
Everywhere. I mean, I like new locations. I like places I've never been, and to be able to go and scope them out, and especially if they mean something to them. Like I do tons of bridal sessions at the Masonic Temple and places like that. But I really like if someone has property in their home, or if they have a family member who has a really nice home that they kind of grew up around. I like having things that are important to them in those times, if possible.
Yeah, the capital seems to always be
Yes.
like which is good. I think having that Oklahoma feel
Yes.
is neat.
No, I had a bride just call me a couple days ago and say that her bridal session absolutely had to be at the Capitol building because she is originally from Oklahoma but lives out of state now. And it's so important to her to have that and the oil derrick that's right in front of it in the photos.
So I love the fact that brides love Oklahoma, and Guthrie is such a great place to do pictures. I know you had a bride. I think her name was Kim.
Yes.
And she's super stylish. I mean,
Yes.
she was fantastic.
She's
You've got
very
some
high fashion.
very high fashion. I remember working with her, and she just didn't top to bottom. She always, everywhere she went, she always had the right bag
did.
with the right outfit with the right earrings. And so you did some great pictures of her wedding. I think we should talk about that. Tell me.
Yeah. Well, to start off, her engagement session, she was getting married in Guthrie, and so she wanted her engagement session to be there. Plus, because she loved art and architecture and all of that in Guthrie, she decided to have it there as well. And so for that, her engagement clothes were amazing. She wanted to have the best. I'm not positive, but I think that she even had to order some things in so she could wear them there for that. And then her wedding day was insane. She had several dresses that we were able to shoot prior at a bridal session at the Masonic Temple, too, that is also in Guthrie.
Yeah.
And she just loved everything about it. It is very Oklahoma.
Yeah, so you could, not only for your bridals, you've got your wedding dress, but you could
Yes.
always bring a really special dress
Yes.
to that occasion. You can
Which is-
shoot that too and make it even more memorable because you've got all the great things that the venue that you're shooting at.
Yes.
You can bring her aboard with, hey, why don't you put on that awesome dress that you love? And
Yes.
yeah,
And she had a very awesome dress. It moved like water. It was beautiful.
and so I think that's a really neat added feature that brides think, oh, I'm doing my bridals, and they don't even think about bringing,
Anything.
anything like bring your rock star dress as well,
Right.
and added features. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, something that shows their personality, shows who they are. It's fantastic.
I love it. Well, that's great. You did very, very well.
Thanks.
So that's Kriya Airy Photography, and book early. That's what I say.
Book early.
Book early. You can book her on idoappointments.com.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. So don't forget that. Okay, we're here with Amanda Sickich again with Plan to Perfection, wedding planning at its best.
Thank you. Yes.
You're welcome. So I think what we need to talk about is design.
Yes.
You have such a great eye for design and making things personal to the bride. So
Thank you.
tell me how you do it.
So for us, we really love to make sure that we've invoked the five senses for every guest when they walk in the room. So it's about smelling the food, hearing the music, seeing all the beautiful decor, touching the linens, everything that we want to kind of bring into play for the guests. Of course, and then personalization is by far key to everything. Some of our couples have traveled around the world and they want to bring in tastes from different foods. Some of them have different color schemes that they're looking for. Every now and again, you get a groom who's a sports fanatic. Of course, we love the Thunder here. So it's just about making sure that when the guests walk in the room that they feel like everything is meant for the couple, and that the night is very special. If the guests walk away and can't remember one wedding to the next, then what was the point?
Right.
So really, it's about living in that moment and making sure that everything is all about them.
Okay. So brides, I know how important having a wedding planner is your wedding.
Yes, I think so.
I think I know I'm being a wedding planner, you're biased, but that's okay.
Sure.
There's nothing wrong with being biased about it, but
Sure.
I think when you ask your guests to do things,
Right.
when you ask your mother to go above and beyond,
Right.
and everyone's tying 200 bows on the back of the
Oh.
chairs,
Yes.
brides don't see that, they don't see the future.
Sure.
Like, this decision is not going to work for me because I
Right.
think a lot of times they need to start thinking about the long term, and that's where a great wedding planner comes in.
Absolutely.
And because you don't plan weddings every day.
Right.
If you did it every day, then you would know that,
Right.
of course, that you don't want your mom to be up all night and
Yes.
your guests putting the chairs up.
Right.
So to have the right professionals in the right area for them to do things for you is, I think, priceless.
Well, think about it. When you're planning your wedding, you're learning a lot of one-time things that you will never probably need again in your entire life. So think about it from that angle, that you're learning all these things, you're trying to absorb all these things, and everything is important. Every detail about the caterer is important, every detail about your decor and your flowers. And by the time it's all said and done, brides can easily have 20 to 25 vendors that are different details from one end to the other. And that's just really awful to have to remember all that on your wedding day. What we try to ask our brides is, what memories do you want to have from your wedding day? What memories do you want your mom to have? Is it that she got to sip champagne and have a pedicure and enjoy spending the entire day with you? Or is it that she's tying 200 chair bows outside in the garden? Oh, nobody wants that memory. Or that you're cleaning up the kitchen afterwards or sweeping the floors or putting chairs away? What a horrible memory to have. So we try to take care of all that. We want mom and daughter to spend the day together and enjoy with the bridal party. One of the rules that we love to keep is that the bride can't see the reception room until it's completely finished. Because it's not finished until the mood lighting is set and the music is on, the flowers are in place. And a lot of times they want to kind of peek in the door, but we try to keep them closed so that they get the full effect when it's right.
That, in the end, that really is a good idea.
Yes, it is. It is.
Because with everything that you have to plan for your wedding, you want someone in the background orchestrating that wedding.
Right.
And you've already had the meetings, you've already had the time spent, weeks and months before the wedding.
Yes.
So for you, you're doing the work, you're helping them have the perfect wedding, which is and what we all want to strive for.
Right. Well, and for full planning, I think someone told me a while back that for a full planning bride will make anywhere from, I think it's like 1,000 decisions from start to finish to plan her own wedding. So what invitation, here's 5 invitations, I have to pick one. Here's 42 different flavors of cake, I've got to pick 3. So a decision after decision after decision, that's a lot of decision making. And an uneducated bride is easily going to put in 250 to 300 hours planning her own wedding. For these girls that are going to school full-time or have full-time jobs, who has 300 extra hours to devote to plan their wedding? And these vendors really don't want to meet on Saturdays and Sundays. That's when we're preparing and doing weddings for other brides.
Right.
So now you then have to take off time from your 40-hour job or your crazy college schedule to plan your dream wedding. I can't even imagine. So,
How much would you pay yourself for those 300 hours?
never enough. Never enough. And for a bride, for all these first time things that you're learning, you're not going to do it in a first meeting. You're probably going to meet with that vendor 2 or 3 times, right? To get it all right. I know it's overwhelming for my brain to think about, but we've been planning events since 2002 and love what we do and love our clients. We take a select number of clients every year that we feel like we can bring the best out of their wedding and showcase it in the best way. And we also do destination weddings. We love to travel. Been to Mexico, St. John, Vail, Colorado, and we'll continue to travel and have a good time. So,
That I'm completely sold.
well, good.
So, brides, you need to get a wedding planner. It is so worth it. And you're going to actually save time and effort and money when you do that. So, come see us. We're Plan of Perfection.
That's right.
Amanda Sikich.
Every time.
Thank you so much for being with us.
No, thanks, Fred.
At I Do Appointments, we've helped thousands of brides book all their necessary wedding appointments online anytime. So I'm at Johnny Sweet Creations and I want to book a quick appointment. So I just click my time and my date. Then just that quickly, my appointment pops up on my phone. So I know who, what, where, how, and when. It's just that easy.
I'm Danelle Cook, and I found I Do Appointments through Facebook. My contact with Patrick Kelly was amazing. I would totally recommend it to everybody because it makes everything so easy, and there's so many vendors. You can find the best of the best, so use it. Hi, my name is Molly Barr, and I used I Do Appointments. I found it on JJ Kelly's website, and it was fantastic. Really, really easy. It sent me a bunch of reminders, texted me, emailed me just to make sure I didn't forget, and I would absolutely recommend it. It was tons of fun. So.
Thanks for joining us on Oklahoma Dream Weddings. Be sure and connect with us on Facebook and let us know what you'd like to see on future shows.